It's gone.
Okay. Good morning, Stephen, David, Jennifer, and Amy. I thought I'd make a little video this morning to accompany our call later on this afternoon. If you hear some funny noises in the background, that's just our hummingbirds and their morning feeding. So I apologize for that. And I'd like to thank my camera person, my wife Joan. So here we go. This first sample is a 4-panel cardstock a disc mailer. This is how the disc goes in, and it's pretty thick stock. On the back side you'll have space for your ink jetting. This is a manual assembly, which would take more time and a bit more money, and would require up to 3 security wafers on the sides. But I like the presentation. It's kind of like I say, an invitation, so it could be appealing that way. The next sample is another cardstock 4-panel mailer. This is a vertical, so we call it our book mailer, and the disc would go in like this. And again, on the back side you could have space for your addressing and indicia. 3 security tabs on it, manual insertion. The next one is our MediaFast Quick Mailer. This is the same one that the Ron Paul campaign used. We didn't like that one, by the way. The graphics were horrible on it. But with the right graphics, this can be a very effective mailer. One of the reasons we use it a lot, and we've done millions and millions of these, is that the disc can be inserted automatically by machine, which means we can get a lot more done every day. And if we're doing millions of pieces, the daily output will be important. So the manual versus the automated assembly is in favor here. It would require 1 security sticker. What I would suggest maybe for the graphics on this extended piece up here would be to have, watch this DVD now with an arrow, or who is the real Mitt Romney, or whatever you want to put to get them to help take out the disc and play it. The next sample is another MediaFast quick mailer. This was for the Utah GOP Republican primary. I noticed down here it said 30% of the people who watched this whole presentation changed their votes. I haven't watched the video yet, so I don't know what they did, but I did notice that the label, the disc label, matches the packaging. So I think that'd be something we would want to consider on our piece as well. Automated, higher daily throughput. The next piece is a lighter cardstock. It is a 4-panel. The disc on this particular one has to be manually inserted. Goes in like this. But the reason I'm showing you this one is that it had an extra panel. This happens to be perforated right here for a BRC, or a business reply card. But it didn't have to be, and so you'd have an extra panel, or 2 panels actually, for some additional graphics, pictures, or copy space. 3 tabs to be mailed. The next one is just a prototype. We haven't printed any graphics on this one, but we call it the MediaFast In Your Face pop-up, and I want you to take a look at this. When you open it up, you can see that it extends the disc right out into your face. The natural inclination is going to be to take it, and once it's in your hand, then hopefully the natural inclination will be to put it in a disc. The drawback on this is it is a manual insertion, and it would take perhaps 3 security tabs. But maybe the knockout factor here would be the mechanism there. The next one is a lighter stock mailer. It doesn't fold over, so it's a bit thinner. but the reason I like this one is it's got this clear visqueen sleeve that's glued on the bottom and the top where the disc fits in, so you can clearly see the disc, and with the disc matching the print on the mailer is pretty attractive. The copy behind the disc is really the index for each track on the disc. So I think that's kind of a nice presentation. We would not want the flap on this, so ignore that. But then it would be your mailing information here on the back. Manual assembly and 3 tabs on it. The last sample is a paper envelope. Literally, it's very flimsy compared to the quick mailers. It would not offer as much protection. There would likely be more broken discs, and it would require manual assembly. But it is lighter, so that may make a difference, and it would likely require 1 security tab on the top. Now I did not include the 360 mailer sample because Stephen, you have that, but it's essentially like this, only when you open it up there's a saddle stitched booklet in here, 10, 12, 16 pages that could go in there. The spine may be a bit different for the 360, and if it was, then it would not qualify for the discounted postage rates. Manual assembly, and then we'd have to also have the extra cost of the booklet and the binding on it. But we'll talk about that option during our call. So that's a quick review of the samples that we'll talk about this morning. Hopefully we can narrow this down to 2 or 3. We can get prices on those. We can get the artwork going and have printed samples ready for the meeting presentation.